So guys, what's good? What's good? I hope you guys are well. Hope you guys are staying safe. I hope everything's good wherever you guys are. So guys, this Terence Crawford Canelo Alvarez thing has caught a lot of pace. Um, Terence Crawford has now come out and said that he wants to fight the winner of Charlo v Canelo at 168. That is crazy. Bearing in mind, obviously, the size difference between Canelo and Crawford. And a lot of you, I saw some of the comments saying that, Charlo's bigger than Canelo. Crawford's definitely not bigger than Canelo. That's one thing for sure. I mean, Crawford started his career as a lightweight. And Canelo, even as a kid, started his career at welterweight. I mean, that would be a massive size difference, to be honest with you. I can't see. I don't know. I don't know. That's crazy. But Crawford, I don't know. Crawford initially said that he's not interested. Now he's saying that he is interested. So I'm a bit confused to why that change in change in tune. Has someone got in his ear? Has someone told him how much money he could potentially make? Because let's be honest, right? If Canelo does beat Charlo, I expect Canelo to beat Charlo. And will Terence Crawford entertain that fight at 168? Look, I think Crawford said that he wants the one fight at 168 because he wants the opportunity of becoming undisputed in 3 weight classes. He could potentially do that at 154. So I don't understand. And Charlo, does he have all the belts or has he been stripped of one of them? I don't know. I think he's going to get stripped. Regardless of that, Crawford could potentially fight Charlo, win 3 belts, and then fight the winner, I think, Tszyu. I mean, whoever wins that belt out of Tszyu, he's going to win that fight. So he could potentially become undisputed in 2 fights at 154. Why? I saw an interview with somebody. I can't remember who it was. And someone was saying that Crawford now has got a lot of respect. Why? Johnny Nelson, sorry. Johnny Nelson said that Crawford has now got a lot of respect. Why does he want to blow that going up and fighting Canelo? Because it doesn't matter how great you are and what you've done. If you lose a fight, it doesn't matter who you've lost to, that you've gone up 3 weight classes, irrelevant. If you lose a fight, you lost the fight. People are gonna then look at you differently, and you're putting you're going into a fight where you're at a massive disadvantage because of size, right? And Canelo Alvarez isn't like, look, if they were the same size, I think most people would probably pick Crawford to win the fight if they were similar size. I think if we were to do a poll amongst most boxing fans, I think most boxing fans would probably pick Crawford to beat Canelo if they were similar size, right? I think, I think Crawford would be, would definitely, I think he would be favorite to beat Canelo in most people's eyes, right? Even though I think it wouldn't be as easy fight as what people think. I think Canelo is a lot better than what Crawford has faced so far, but I think Crawford is exceptional. I mean, I think he's not even had trouble with anybody. I know people say his resume is not that good, but let's be brutally honest. What he did to Errol Spence was like, that was scary. That was scary. The way he destroyed and dominated at the top, a guy that's a top 10 pound for pound, he just destroyed him. I don't think anybody, bar Inoue, is doing stuff like that. I mean, Inoue destroyed Fulton, but Fulton wasn't a pound for pound guy, and I don't think Inoue's ever fought a pound for pound guy. Crawford just took apart a guy that we thought would give him a lot of trouble. That is serious. For example, and then not just that, like Crawford moved up. That was his 3rd weight class against a pound for pound guy. I mean, if you look in the recent years, we compare their resumes. Spence is better than anybody that Canelo has faced for the last maybe 3-4 years. I mean, he's perceived better. I know some of Canelo fans may come out and say that, oh, well, no, this guy... No. Spence is a great fighter, right? And the way Crawford just dominated Spence, I couldn't believe it. It was almost like people were in shock because a lot of people expected Crawford to win, but they didn't expect him to win like that. That was a domination. Crawford has put himself amongst that. Look, if Crawford, and I'll say this, if Crawford was to go to 168 and beat Canelo, which I don't think he would, right? I would say that Crawford goes down as a top 10 or top 15 greatest fighter of all time. If he was to beat Canelo, become undisputed. I don't know what you guys think, but that for me would qualify, especially if he beats Canelo and beats him well. There's no controversy, and he goes to 168 to do that. Which, like I said, I don't think he's got. I don't think he can. But if he was to do that, Crawford goes down the top 10, top 15, top 10 fighter of all time. I mean, I don't think there's any denying that. I mean, if you to go and become undisputed in 3 weight classes and beat killers like Spence and Canelo, I mean, I'm sorry, and then not just that, moving up weight to do it. Yeah, that would be unreal. So that's why I think if he does beat him, I think he would go down as one of the greatest ever. So I can understand why Crawford maybe won it from a legacy point. I just think that he could fight Charlo and at 154 and potentially, do big things there. Fighting Canelo, I think it's a bit far-fetched. I don't think he has a shot in that fight. Not because I think he's not skillful enough, just because I think the size and strength of Canelo are that weight, and Crawford can't really hurt Canelo. So, I think that is biting off more than you can chew at that point. But like I said, I think if he was to do it, if he was to be successful and he somehow beats Canelo, Crawford's one of the greatest ever at that point. And I said the same about Canelo. I said if Canelo beats Bivol and Beterbiev, Canelo's a top 10, 15. Unfortunately for Canelo didn't beat Bivol. Because when you're talking about the greatest fighters of all time, you have to do things that are perceived crazy. Like Ali beating Foreman. Like, people thought that would be dangerous for Ali's health. And, that Foreman was such a monster at that point, and Ali was kind of seen as past his best. Ali went there and beat him. So those are the type of things that you have to do to be considered one of the greatest ever. And Crawford going up to 168 fighting Canelo would be like that if he was to win. I don't see how he wins. But yeah, that's what I believe. I believe if you do things that are crazy, like Manny Pacquiao for me is one of the greatest fighters of all time. Why? Because he moved up 8 weight divisions, and didn't just move up 8 weight divisions. He dominated at higher weight classes as well against very good top elite fighters, right? Mayweather, he stayed undefeated and was an unbelievable talent. 5 division world champion, unbelievable fighter, Mayweather, and he's one of the greatest. Canelo, he's definitely heading in that direction, but I think he's still got a little bit more work to do. I would like to see him clean. Like, some people may say it's impossible. I'd like to see him do something at light heavyweight against Bivol and Beterbiev. If he can, then I think he goes into the same category as maybe Mayweather and Pacquiao. And if Crawford beats Canelo at 168, then Crawford might be the best of the lot. I mean, because that would be crazy, man. That would be up there with the greatest things that boxers have done. I mean, I would put that up there as one of the greatest achievements. If he was to go up at 168 and beat Canelo, which I don't give him any shot, by the way, I think that's one of the greatest. That would be one of the greatest achievements by a boxer in boxing. I mean, tell me when you can remember a guy that going up like that many weight classes. I mean, what would be the jump? The jump would be 147, 154, 160. It'd be 3 weight classes. Like, he's going up like what? He'd be going up 21 pounds. Imagine that, going up 21 pounds. That would be surreal. And like I said, if he was to do it, I don't think there's any denying that Crawford would be down as one of the greats fighters of all time if he was to beat Canelo, because it's just ridiculous, just the thought of it, the size difference. And yeah, I just don't see how Crawford doesn't get hurt in that fight. But again, who knows? Crawford is special. The fact that he's had a change in heart, maybe someone's got in his ear and said that you can beat Canelo. I don't know, maybe someone's told him the figures or the numbers or the money he can make fighting Canelo. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know why he's had such a change in heart. To be honest, I think that's very dangerous because Crawford could finish his career going to 154, cleaning out 154, and being undefeated and still being considered as one of the very very best. You know, so yeah, I think look, he's got to fight Spence first, and I think in the meantime, while these guys fight, if he fights Spence again and beats Spence, gets Spence out the way, and then obviously he needs to then he'll probably make a decision. Crawford hasn't got long left. Crawford has said that he was thinking about retiring if he doesn't get the Spence fight. So I'm interested to see what Crawford does from here. I think after that performance, we all are. So leave your thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Love to know your opinion, guys. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.